Paul is taking on the Peninsula Development Road in Cape York. Cutting through the largest wilderness in northern Australia. It's a 600-kilometre patchwork of scorching bitumen and savage dirt track.
This is where you can't break gear. Not looking very good. Good. Don't tell the boss that one. We're an earth moving company, so we build dams and do other types of construction. We're heading up to pack the camp up and start floating all the gear back.
For the last 3 weeks, Paul's earthworks company has been busy building a dam. Now the wet season is fast approaching. Paul's boss, Glenn Scott, needs to move his work crew and over $1 million worth of machinery before they get stranded.
We've already had a couple of big storms, so just get everything out before we do get caught in here.
Once the wet arrives, the road will become impassable for months. It's a 1,200-kilometre race to beat the wet season. But now, just 100 kilometres short of the dam, rain is the least of Paul's worries.
One of our biggest hazards up here is driving in dust. You can have a truck go past you, or a couple of trucks, or whatever, or a car. You can't see nothing. Do you brake or just try and wing it? Yeah, it's not too far to our destination, so let's see what happens when we get up here.
At the camp,
10 on one end, 3 on the other.
the heavy lifting begins.
Can we get up here, Duke?
Packing up in the tropical heat is hard yakka.
Part of the job.
And Paul's drawn the short straw with his load.
So he just makes it home, so it don't fall apart.
This accommodation block is flimsy.
Got to be patient with it. Otherwise you'll break something.
And at 10 tonnes, very heavy.
Well, I loaded up with all the camp stuff and all that.
He needs to drag it onto his trailer.
Right?
Nah, you're not moving that bar.
So you get caught on the lip down there. In here, just on the lip where it's got to come back up onto the slide. Can we get something a bit stronger and go underneath that thing? You might slide up on a bit of timber, or what about a grader blade or something like that? All good, mate. See how we go now. Yeah.
It might be on, but it's not straight.
She's not sitting square on the trailer.
Time for a small adjustment.
So we do it in the bush, mate.
Finally, they can hook up
And then I think we're ready to roll, mate, aren't we?
and head out. 10 men, 4 trucks, 3 pilot vehicles, and 1 scraper. This convoy is ready to make some dust. 2 kilometres long, and at the wheel, over 100 years of trucking experience. Up front, Glenn the boss. Behind him, the veteran Foxy. Next, Jock the Scot. And bringing up the rear, Paul in his 54-metre triple road train. Five hours of hard driving, and the convoy is making good time. But then,
Whereabouts is he stuck, mate? Right in front of us. Jock and the big float is bogged, dry bogs.
Jock's truck has lost traction on a hill.
Log gear have to crawl up,
as soon as it hit that stuff, it just started spinning. So all they can do is reverse back.
At least with a convoy, there's plenty of help to pull you out.
So we got chain straps too much.
But there are downsides to travelling in a pack. More trucks means more dust and more damage to the road.
This section here, the next 40 k's is like going to be pretty slow. At the moment, it's really, really rough. They haven't had graded for a while. So there's rocky stuff here that can wreck your tyres. That big tyre stuff.
The deteriorating road has slowed the convoy to a crawl.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, currently cruising at 10 kilometres an hour. It's about time of arrival. God knows.
After 2 torturous hours at jogging pace, Paul invites Jock to break up the boredom.
Sing me a good Scottish hymn. Didn't think I was going to do that. Me and my big mouth.
You can see why it's not in the truck. I like the job, keep going.
The show might be over, but this road is still calling a slow tune. And it's becoming a problem.
We're starting to run out of daylight.
150 brutal kilometres are still left to drive. Taking them on in the pitch black is asking for trouble.
Big push to try and get this gear unloaded as quick as we can.
Ahead, there's a mountain range to climb. But first, a series of dry riverbeds to cross.
We've got a bit of a zigzag into a river crossing, so we've got a big possibility of getting bogged in. I would get 3 around there.
Paul's worried the climb out of the river is too steep and too narrow for his 3 trailers.
Yeah, I ain't going to do one at a time because it's just too tight.
He decides to take them up one by one.
A couple of big bumps right here, and then we've got to get out wide there to get ourselves around. Put the diff lights on that into here.
Safely up. But now Paul's boss Glenn is coming. And he's risking it with 2 trailers. He needs Paul's help to pull him out.
I'll back down to him.
Paul's pulled his weight. But the delay has put the whole convoy under pressure.
Let's go, mate. Let's go.
Nightfall is only an hour away. On these roads with a 2-kilometre-long convoy, darkness is dangerous. And now up ahead, the northern reaches of the Great Dividing Range.
You can see the mountains up there.
Paul has to drag his 3 trailers and 100 tonnes up and over it.
I'm going to go a little bit of a run up.
Have a bad connection on your lights there too, that flickering on and off.
Yeah, well, it's less my problems at the moment. Mate. Come on, girl. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
I'll head down here. Then I'm pulling anyone up, mate. I'll go on
Hey,
You got the jumper?
stuck at the top of it, mate.
Night is falling fast.
Must be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Paul's 4-truck convoy was rushing to conquer this road in the daylight. But this dry bog has put paid to that. The last leg of this challenging journey will now be done in the dark, starting with a dangerous descent.
It's where a lot of guys come undone. They try and change gears where they're going down a big range and the truck takes off and that stitches all over.
Have to go right over to the right there, Paulie.
Let's use sheer drop down that way.
Paul has 100 tons of freight pushing him down the hill. Miss a gear and he could have a runaway truck.
Hell, I put it in one gear and that's it. That's where she stays.
Go too heavy on his brakes and he'll burn them out.
Be careful.
Thanks, mate. We can start letting it go.
All good, Paulie. Feet of the fat, mate.
Finally, he's on the home straight. Made it.
Yeah, well, we got here one piece. That's the main thing.
Paul's shattered, but it's a job well done.
Knackered. Probably gonna need a beer after that. Good job. Safely.
In his scrap metal yard in Alice Springs, Russell Crusher McDonough is supervising last-minute repairs.
What we've done, we've just fitted a new hose on the door on both sides of this one ram.
Before his newest piece of machinery faces its first serious money-making test.
We're going to be about 500 kilometres away, so it's easier to sort of get them done now than have to travel back. It's a 1,000-kilometre round trip to pick up a hose.
Russell found this metal-munching monster in India and decided he had to have it.
It took me 12 months, 2 trips to India, untold emails and debates and battles with customs, battles with quarantine, battles with the import people. But finally we got it here.
What started out as a bargain $50,000 buy blew out to a $200,000 investment after shipping and repairs. Now, after nearly a year of fixing, it's ready to test in his yard. This crusher is faster than Russell's previous machine, capable of crunching more than 20 tons of metal an hour. Russell's ready to see if his new toy can pay its way.
We're just getting ready to head out on this trip.
He hopes to chomp through this ugly mountain of waste and through his mounting bills. The scrap metal price is rising again after 2 years in the doldrums. If the new crusher is as fast as Russell hopes, he could be in the money.
Well, I'm quite happy with the way this thing's working out. I just look forward to tackling this pile.
But it's a huge job to eliminate a historic eyesore in an otherwise stunning outback landscape. Russell's tackled the metal mountain before, making crushing trips out here for the past 5 years.
We attempted to do this mountain with my old machine and our men, but it just was too labour intensive and no production.
This time, he hopes to make a serious dent in the pile. But first, he and his 30-year-old truck have to haul the whole operation to the site.
I love driving this truck.
A day's drive through the intense heat of Central Australia. A place where the temperature often exceeds 50 degrees. An hour into the journey, Russell stops to check everything is travelling well. A telltale trail of fluid soon lets him know it isn't. It's fuel leaking from a tank on the new crusher.
You've got a clear plastic tube on here which tells me the amount of fuel in this 1,000-litre tank. It came off at the top just with the heat and fell down. So far back I couldn't see it.
Around 200 litres of diesel have been lost. A frustrating start to Russell's trek to test his new crusher out at a metal dump site at Uluru.
Luckily I did stop here. Luckily I didn't stop at Ayers Rock because I'd had no fuel then.
Back on the highway, the heat is sweltering, testing man and machine.
Leaving in the heat of the day is not the cleverest thing to do. It's not about getting there quickly, it's just about getting there. Still remember the old fairy book tale about the tortoise and the hare. The old turtle got there first in the end, but that's because he just kept at it.
But the tortoise didn't have to worry about a dodgy radiator and a 30-year-old engine overheating.
And I can smell coolant. And I can smell coolant. I can see that. It got warm and just spat a bit out of the overflow. But it's just consistently sitting on 100 there. Now it might be something a bit more serious, so I just pull up and have a look. I've started slowing down. It hasn't cooled down yet.
It's worse than Russell expected. The radiator's nearly dry, the old engine close to seizing.
Desperately got to put some water in this truck. Just got to hope I can sort of save it and keep cooling it down steady.
Filling the radiator with cold water is a risky fix.
Cold water hits hot metal. Tends to make it crack. It's starting to swallow water now without spitting it back out.
At last, the temperature gauge is starting to drop. It looks like he's finally got things under control. The temperature is back down to where it should be. Russell's found the culprit.
The radiator cap rusted out and busted apart, so it's just pumped all the water out.
After all the repair work, the engine's cool. And it's Russell who's overheating.
All right, well, looks like it might be all right. But I'll give it a run up the road now and just see how it goes. It's just working hard coming through these hills, so the temperature's back up again, but that's because it's working. Got about 90, 95. It's not exactly cool outside, but we're just about to crest this hill. It all changes. That's it, going uphill, hard work, going downhill, not so bad.
But after a long, sweaty day, at last the engine's running cool and the heat is out of the sun. Russell will have a night in the desert to help him chill out. In the morning, he'll fire up his new machine and take on this, a scrap metal mountain. For decades, it's been a scar on the landscape. 25 kilometres from the world-famous rock, a dumping ground for everything metal.
Hi, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah.
The Resort Waste Services Manager, Mark Standing, is overseeing the massive clean-up.
If we're in a town, you know, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, whatever, this stuff would be worth a fortune. You'd make a mint out of it. But because of the transport costs, we can't just take it 450 k's, you know what I mean? And that's only to Alice. Then Alice would have to ship it down to Adelaide or over to Sydney or whatever.
The question now is, will Russell's imported crusher be up to the job?
Well, I don't know. The last time I saw that new machine, it was somewhat of a mess. So I haven't actually seen it operating, but I've heard that it is a very good machine.
But Russell's not happy with what he's found.
I'm here to do with the scrap metal, and all there is dirt pushed up everywhere. Dirt, trees.
A bulldozer has pushed a pile into a smaller area, mixing the metal with sand.
We sell steel, not dirt. It completely blows out the window what I had in my head that I was going to do. I was intent on just digging a little track into a mountain, and then I would have been surrounded on 3 sides.
Piling on the pressure, Russell's mate Buddy from Adelaide is waiting to cart the crushed cubes of scrap away. His time is money.
The main priority is to actually start seriously producing some product that I can load onto this truck.
Time to get to work.
There's going to be a fair bit of this mucking around, just moving small stuff out of the way so I can get closer to the bigger, more concentrated piles.
The new crusher is just what Russell hoped it would be. Stronger and faster than the last one.
10 bales done so far. Try and get him a couple of loads ready. Take advantage of the fact that he's already here.
Suddenly, hydraulic fluids bleeding from the loading arm. The operation grinds to a halt.
So the fittings might have come loose, so just got to tighten it up, hopefully.
It's the new crusher's first big test, but after a promising start, this is a worrying fail. The downtime isn't just costing Russell money. His mate Buddy has an idle truck. He's waiting to cart the scrap metal bales 2,000 kilometres to city markets.
Yeah, I can tell when he starts walking around like this that he's getting impatient, right? So I've got to get this stuff baled and onto his truck. The last thing I want to see is him driving out of here empty and cranky.
My birthday's in November. I should be unloaded by then.
He needs a quick fix for his $200,000 metal muncher.
All good now.
With more lost time and with Buddy getting impatient,
Hurry up, I want to get loaded.
Russell needs this operation to go at double speed. Time for the big guns. With a borrowed bulldozer, he carves out a path to the middle of the mountain, where the crusher can get stuck into the serious stuff.
There's room enough for me to get in, and then there's room enough for Buddy to back in, and as I make the bales, I can throw them straight on him.
At last, Russell's conquering the mountain.
Now I've got that first trailer done. I've got this hole here. I'm home and hosed. Everything's going good. This pile's here. I've got it beat.
Thanks to Russell and his crusher, a small part of a famous piece of Australia will be restored to its original and beautiful state. 3,000 kilometres south, Yogi is back on the road.
This job, I love every second of it.
Behind the wheel of his truck, PJ, earning $1.
Yeah, go, yeah.
Carting a load.
Yeah, nice one.
Missing his family.
Today we've got to get 100,000 major service done on the truck, and I'm going to get a medical. Every 3 years as a driver in Western Australia, you need a current medical to drive trucks.
A serious defect in man or machine, and Yogi will be off the road.
If I don't pass my medical, I can't run my business. So it's a really awkward scenario. Like, I know the truck is good, but they might find a crack in something. I don't know, so I can't really book anything in until they give me a bit of an indication that the truck's going to be okay. So I need to be right. The truck needs to be right. If they find something else wrong, you know, that'll make me a bit jumpy, and then I've got to go and have a medical, and then you're sort of getting real jumpy. So the rest of the week does hinge on what they do find today. If they find something wrong today, it'll be a bit of a hold-up.
An expensive day, even if they don't diagnose a major fault.
Oh, I suppose it'll be a couple of grand today. See you, boys.
While Yogi leaves PJ with the mechanics, he heads off for his own service.
It's actually quite a lot of pressure today. Like, I might be a little bit jovial about it and kind of thinking, oh, you had some medical, but it is actually quite full on. If I don't get the medical, I don't get the accreditation.
It is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Are you a bit nervous?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd say that's why it is. The doctor will take it again because it is a little bit high.
Yeah.
Just cover one eye like me and read me the smallest line you can see.
HNTPUZUZA.
And on the scales.
It's not just the medical making Yogi nervous. A recent brush with the law has him really worried.
10 days ago, I got an infringement. The fine at one stage was around about $120,000.
Yogi was pulled over by transport inspectors, accusing him of cutting a rest break short by 6 minutes.
So they've deemed that I've started my driving time when I was technically on a break. So, which I believe I didn't, and they slugged me with a $10,000 fine. And then on that particular fine, it was because I own the company, it's 5 times to the company, so it's $60,000.
Yogi's fighting the fine. It's either that or go broke.
So that 60 grand wipes me out. See you later, I'm done. Sell the truck, pay off my debts, walk away from the industry. My lips have been dry all week. I've been sleeping well. You know, it's just that mental strain. I mean, like, it's been playing on my mind so much. I don't know what to do. And I am scared. I've been through all the emotions in the last week. I've been high and I've been low. You know, like, it's a roller coaster ride, truck driving, and I've been through them all in the last week. It went really well. Like, I'm very relaxed actually now. That went really well.
Next stop, the mechanics yard.
Morning, lads.
For PJ's checkup.
What's going on today?
Yogi needs another win here so he can get back to work.
Chuck's all right?
Yeah. Have you spoken? Did he ring you last night?
No. I did speak to him about 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he said it should be right. So, but I never spoke to him anything after that. But
all right. Well, we go see Zach,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah, right.
To Yogi's relief,
Yeah, right. What a day, man. What a day.
PJ has a clean bill of health.
Yeah, they're telling me the brakes are 70%, 30% worn. You know, a bit of an oil leak in the back of the sump. It's only a weep, otherwise they would have fixed it. Let's go to work. We've got a good job today. We're in front now. It's not very often we actually get in front.
Yogi's first job is to pick up a giant tractor bin 130 kilometres away. He wants this job to go well. Tonight, his son's playing sport and he wants to be there.
He's right into basketball, so it's good. I'm wrapped. Go make some money. Today is a good day. He's got a game on tonight, I'd say about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So my main focus is get it loaded, get unloaded, and then get home today. It'll be nice to go to his basketball game today. I'll be pretty stoked if we get in there tonight. So, like, I've got too many more elements that could go wrong today before I go making a promise to an 11-year-old kid that I'll get home and watch his basketball tonight.
It's going to be tight. He needs to deliver it in 6 hours.
The machine might not be ready as well. They said it was ready yesterday afternoon, so it might not be ready this morning. So that'll hold us up. Disappointment on the kids' eyes when you can't make something it's unbearable. It's gut-wrenching. It tears you in half as a parent.
The last thing he needs are any delays.
Oh, now you ring me back, Michael. Yeah, Michael, how are you, mates? Righto, okay, righto, all right.
The load he's picking up isn't ready.
Righto. It was supposed to be ready yesterday afternoon. It's ready at 10 o'clock this morning. We've just lost an hour. So that could be the hour of actually getting to the basketball game this afternoon. We're up, right, and now we're down. We're coming on the down now, so I'm a little bit nervous.
10 o'clock. At the pickup point. But there's no sign of the load.
Half an hour would be nice to be loaded. Be nice. Now we're going to set the trailer up. So we'll just get everything set up. Everything I can do, they know I'm here. Everything I can do to get ready. Chains out, ready. Rubber's right. Dogs, chains. So when it comes, flags are out. All I do is back it on, chain it on. About 5 minutes, 10 minutes, ramps up into it. So the more I can do now, the better off we're going to be. I can't do anything else. I'm set up. I'm waiting. This is my waiting face. So time's slipping away a little bit. I'm sitting and waiting. I can't change. There's no point stressing over it because it's beyond my control. So yeah, it's just an idle time. Just a 5-minute idle time. It's been going for 15 minutes. We're just cutting it fine to this afternoon's adventure of cheering the young bloke on in his basketball game.
The tractor bin he's here to load has failed to show.
It's a 22-tonne chaser bin, so I reckon it's just out getting finished off out the back and I'll bring it around the front.
While he's anxious to get going.
There's no point stressing over it, but we just got to keep pushing, be ready, make it happen.
Suddenly, a worrying thought.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't need a pilot. I hadn't thought about that. No one said, but I didn't think either.
If the bin's more than 3.5 metres wide, he'll need an escort.
Well, 3.51 is a pilot, yeah. The big 37-tonners and that, they're 3.8, you know. They're 4 metres wide, so that 30-tonner is 3.8.
A pilot means more delays.
Yeah, we'd have to call someone, but it's got to wait for a pilot, yeah, which is that wrecks our day, yeah. When it turns up, if it looks a bit ugly, we'll have a bit of a look. They generally say if we do need a pilot, but this is a bit of a rushed one, so.
Yogi can't relax until he gets an answer to the big question.
How we go, mate?
Yeah, they'll be about 20 minutes, so you're going to start setting up.
Righto. How wide? How old are the wheels?
3.5.
3.5 out the wheels? Yep, righto, okay.
A close call, but finally he can load up and get out of here.
Just hold it there, mate. Righto. Definitely fair to say that I've lost my buffer zone.
Yogi's desperate to get to his son's basketball, but he can't afford to speed and risk another fine. But there's some good news about the $60,000 penalty for his alleged logbook violation.
The fine got dramatically reduced. I don't know why. At the moment, it's $220.
But Yogi's still in a fighting mood.
I've got a full book of points. I'm very, very proud of my driving record. We will fight this until we can't fight it anymore. Ah, you're guilty. Thanks, mate.
The drop-off goes well. Now to see if he can make Jack's basketball game.
We're definitely not counting our chickens. They're not hatching yet. They're still rolling around in the incubator. We are empty. We are heading home. There's no greater feeling than being empty and heading home. Rightio. Let's go and watch basketball. How are you? This evening I feel really good because I'm home. Here we go. On Jack, big jump. Whoa. On Jack. Well done. Yeah! We made it home for basketball. You give up all the work in the world to see your kids shoot goals and have fun at a basketball court.
When I say to people I'm a truckie, it's generally disbelief or, wow, really? How big are these trucks?
Deb Drew has got herself a new career. In her previous life, she was a model,
I did catwalk, television commercials,
a mother,
bringing up my children alone,
and a businesswoman.
running my own company.
Now she's trying something different.
This is a means to an end. My goal to see the country and get paid to do it.
She and driving partner Damo are about to set off on a trip to the dead centre of Australia, Melbourne to Alice Springs, when they get a late change to their destination.
Now we've just had a phone call saying, no, we're not going to Alice Springs, we're going to Darwin now.
The truck they've been given isn't what they were expecting either. It's a manual, and Deb's used to an automatic, and it's not running well.
And the truck sounds terrible.
And there's another problem.
There's no bull bar on it, and it's a road that's notorious for cattle wandering day and night.
It's not a good start, and they'll still be expected to make Darwin on time.
Oh, good. Change it, don't rearrange it. Oh, sorry about that.
Deb and Damo have had another setback.
We're told that the trailers are going to be ready at 6 o'clock. It's past 11 now.
And Deb's having more trouble with the gears.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's first.
First?
Yeah, second. Yeah.
Second?
Yeah.
Third?
Yeah.
Fourth?
Yeah, start off in second.
Yeah. Finally, we're leaving. In the meantime, I jumped to the bunk and had a bit of a sleep, so... I'm crunching and grinding my way through the gears. I don't normally drive a manual. I drive an automatic.
Starting 5 hours late has really put the pressure on.
We'll be just going hard from here on. So no mucking about. Got to try and make up lost time.
On the outskirts of Melbourne, the boss calls.
You're not going to answer it.
He's been monitoring their progress by the satellite tracking system.
Hey, I know why he's ringing.
Why?
Oh, he's looking at the sat track. He's probably wondering why we're going this way.
And wants to know why they've chosen the route they're on.
We're going this way because we're going this way. And I'm the one driving, not him. That's why we're going this way.
On the edge of the central Australian desert,
We're heading out into the Outback proper now.
Deb's worried about the number of animals she's passing on the roadside.
We're just coming up to the area where we've been told cattle will come onto the roads. We're just sort of making a point of keeping eyes on the road.
Sitting 2 metres up in the cabin gives her a clear view of any animals.
If I see a beast on the road, then I'm going to certainly slow right down.
But the roar of a road train travelling at 100 kilometres an hour can spook the animals into doing crazy things.
They can be a little bit unpredictable. I don't know, and maybe even they don't know which way they're going to run. So I've got the warning sign here. Animals on the road. A couple of kangaroos that were just standing on the side of the road, but they saw their car coming the other way and took off into the bush. This time of day, just on dusk, is the worst time for wildlife. Out of all the hundreds of thousands of acres they could be jumping around on, why they want to be on a road.
Despite being Spartan and unfenced, this is still grazing country for cattle and sheep.
Haven't seen any cows yet though. Hitting a cow without a bull bar, I really don't want to do that. It would end up taking out a headlight or two, maybe pushing the bumper against a front wheel.
No cattle, but plenty of sheep not far from the tarmac. three that decide they want to cross.
I hope. Vehicle behind me. Oh, dodged it. That's all right. That was a herd of sheep. I got one. Straight under. Whoops. The vehicle behind had to dodge. Probably as it came flying out the back through the trailers, I'd say. Hitting a sheep or a kangaroo in a truck this size, the impact's actually really pretty insignificant. You hear a thump, and that's about it. There's no big bang, there's no bouncing about, nothing like that. You just go straight over the top of it. The feeling, though, on the other hand, knowing that you've, particularly a big kangaroo, knowing that you've just annihilated a big, warm, live animal, it feels really horrible, actually. And the first time I had one, I felt really quite dreadful for a few hours afterwards. I don't know. It's a sheep, it's gone, it's done. I don't know. It kind of should have looked right, looked left, and looked right again, I suppose.
Despite the high-speed collision, the truck's been running fine. But without a bull bar, Deb wants to double-check there's no damage. Deb and Damo are on day 3 of their run from Melbourne to Darwin. After doing the early morning shift, Damo has retired to the bunk.
The thing is, once you've finished a stretch of driving, you're that tired to actually be able to go horizontal. It feels like heaven, and you don't have any problem sleeping. In parts of this road, you'll actually come off the bunk afoot, getting body slammed against the seat, going over some of the bumps. We're both pretty sound sleepers, so that certainly helps. He can be unconscious for hours. I can set him up with an IV line and he probably wouldn't wake up till Darwin, I'd say.
Deb learned to drive in the New Zealand Army.
That's what gets up in here.
I was in their transport division. That's where I got my licence. A while after that, I married an Australian, raised 3 children, went to university, got a degree. In the few years before I came over to Australia, I was doing property development, running my own company.
Life is simpler now, just the truck, the road, and a whole continent to explore.
The pay's good, and the freedom that goes with it, just being out in the open and away from everybody, actually. That's a real bonus. I've been there, done that, and I can just do this for me. When you're out here and under a big sky, you're not that damn important in the scheme of things.
Deb and Damo are still hoping they can alter their schedule.
The scenery's pretty specky, isn't it? Yeah?
They've got a plan to mix a little pleasure with the business of driving and make an unscheduled stop at a place they've both always wanted to see. But Deb has spotted a problem with one of the trailers.
We've got a buckle undone at the back.
It's the sort of thing that could bring them to the attention of the law.
Even if they've just worked themselves loose, you're still done for it. They just kind of work themselves loose sometimes, and we actually get fined for that. If it's for every buckle that's undone, it's worth about $125 in fines. Even if they work themselves undone and that's just happened, too bad. Here's your ticket. That's it. On our way.
But while Deb's been tightening the straps, a passing transport patrol has spotted her.
I'm fine, I'm not broken down or anything. I just stopped to do stuff. Yeah, no, I'm good. See you. Put your bloody clipboards away, for fuck's sake. They stopped and bloody thought that there was something up. Oh no, here he comes. Oh, they're traffic inspectors. They've stopped. Because I'm stopped. Hello. Good. Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, no, I was just pulled over to Oh, what a good idea. He's going to check some things while we're here. Yeah. Good. Fabulous. They'll do license check and check the truck, registration, that sort of thing. So we're all good and legal, so it's not a problem. A little bit of, I don't know, anxiety, I suppose, attached to it. Just they're probably pretty good up here in the territory, but in other states, you know, if the state budget is, you know, needs a bit of a boost, they'll send them out. They've got to up their quota of, you know, fines, haul some, you know, a few $1 million more, and truckies are a really good target for that. So, and that's what happens, you know, and they'll find something. They'll keep looking till they find some damn thing.
The inspection is not only costing her time, it could cost her money. If they discover a defect, a hefty fine.
Were you all good?
Oh, he's just checking the radios on the trailers.
He's checked my license already.
Have you?
Yeah.
I just want to put the details down on the running sheet. Thank you.
So they check my license, and they're checking the registration. That the registration is up to date on the truck and trailers. Whenever you get pulled up, you sort of, I don't know, I mean, it's all, you know, it's always, we do everything legally and all that sort of thing, but it's always sort of like, oh shit, you know, what sort of magic problem can they possibly discover, you know? But these guys seem to be all right with what's going on, so it's fine, not a problem. Bye, bye-bye, lovely, see you, bye.
After some tense moments, Deb and her truck finally get the all clear, but the stop has cost them time. Another delay, and their plans of a sightseeing side trip will have to be scuttled. Deb and Damo have made it to Alice Springs. They have to pick up a cargo of red sand, but if it doesn't get loaded straight away, their plans to go sightseeing may have to be scrapped.
In places like this, you can't actually go in and make a fuss and, you know, get people to hurry up. They do things in their, you know, their own sweet time. We're waiting for a forky to come out from somewhere. It must be Smoko or something.
I haven't a clue. I don't know. Nope.
I really wish that they'd hurry up.
Waiting to get loaded is one of a trucker's biggest frustrations.
This is kind of part of the job, just sitting and waiting. We've been waiting for this to be loaded for over 3 hours now.
When they finally get rolling again, they've lost 4 hours. But Deb's determined. She's not coming all this way without adding something to her photo album.
Drop the trailers here. We're only taking the prime mover out to the rock.
Ayers Rock is a 600-kilometre round trip. It'll take them the best part of a day to get there and back to the trailers. Deadlines and deliveries can wait. No one's going to stop Deb making this destination.
You think they would have put it closer to Alice Springs?
But when it comes into view, the drive has been worth every minute.
Holy cow. Wow, that is amazing. Look at that. What? I can't believe I'm really here.
Brendan Farrell, aka Bumper, is an Outback trucker who hauls hay for a living. But tomorrow, with 19 of his mates, they'll do it for free.
I'm just steering the ship. But all these other blokes, they make it roll.
They're delivering hay to farmers who need it the most.
They're in a lot of trouble, and now they're going back in a drought for the 4th year this year.
Farmers in the north of New South Wales are struggling to survive one of Australia's worst droughts. Their land no longer supports livestock. Animals are dying and families are going broke. 700 kilometres to the south, Bumper lives with his wife Sharon and their 2 children. He knows all too well the value of a helping hand.
People helped us out when my wife was crook, and we're just paying it forward now.
Bumper pays it forward by taking donated hay into desperate farming communities.
We've got a group of 25 to 30 truck drivers that are on my books for these runs. This is our number 8 run.
Righto, that'll do us. Now we can load.
Tomorrow's trip is Bumper's biggest challenge yet.
I'll have you loaded here.
He's taking 20 trucks with over 400 tonnes of hay into the middle of the drought zone. In less than 24 hours, the convoy must tackle a mix of potholed roads and corrugated dirt track.
I can't even see the friggin' road. What we're doing is the right thing because they need our help.
Bumper's right-hand man is rodeo rider turned truckie Roscoe.
Making sure it's secure and tight.
He's flat out loading 700 squares of hay.
He's been on the run since day one. He was one of the first blokes to put his hands up.
Give me a bit more, will you?
3'5" garden gnome, but the heart the size of an elephant.
That's it.
The 2 friends will have their hands full getting 20 trucks to their remote destination.
It's very isolated out there. If I have trucks that are broken down the side of the road, well, that's a whole new ball game.
After 4 years of drought, this is one place you don't want to get stuck.
Now, it's going to be a big day today. Let's go up there and drop these hay off and show those farms out there we're still caring for them as well. All right, boys and ladies, let's go.
The convoy will stretch over 5 kilometres from front to back. From the rear, Bumper's overseeing the whole operation.
I stay at the back just to make sure everyone's getting up there safe.
But with 20 trucks to take care of, he needs an extra pair of eyes.
It's going to be interesting when we get up here and see what the road's like.
Right-hand man Roscoe Duggan keeps track of things near the front of the convoy.
Most outback roads are pretty rough when they haven't had any rain.
They haven't even hit the dirt yet, and already the road's giving them trouble.
Just shit, this bit of road. It's got a lot of dips in it. It's like going over speed humps every 5 metres. Bam.
The convoy needs to stay in constant two-way communication, especially when the roads are bad.
Go check, please.
Bumper's 5 Ks behind the front truck, and they can't hear him.
Something wrong with this turbo.
The non-stop jolting has Bumper worried about his load.
And since the truck's always rocking, cart and rolls, they'll loosen up.
His bales are starting to move. He's got 30 of them, and each one weighs nearly half a tonne.
They eventually start squashing down more and more. So you keep doing your straps up all the time, checking them.
Load secure. Bumper needs to hit the road, then catch up with his convoy. There's still 400 kilometres of rough bitumen to negotiate.
We're tracking along bloody good. I'm really happy at the moment, even though it doesn't look like it on my face, but inside I'm having a party.
The celebrations could be premature. The convoy is about to hit 200 kilometres of dirt road. transformed into a dust bowl by years of drought.
Here we go, into the dust.
How is it? It's pretty dusty. We can't see a bloody thing.
Making matters worse, it's a calm, still day.
There's no wind at all, so this dust is just going to hang like hell.
I can't see a bloody thing.
Yeah, that wind's not going anywhere, is it?
Nah, I'm just going to stay back a bit until I can get out of the dust.
Yeah, space them out, boys.
It's a dust storm that's getting worse with every passing truck.
Plenty of communication for the next 130 k's, right?
Yeah, I can't see a thing. I've slowed right down to about 40 here. So if you just watch out coming up behind me.
No, well, someone's got to go last.
Bumpers eating the dust of 19 trucks.
Turn your lights on so I can see you. I can't even see the friggin' road. Oh, this is where you want Mother Nature just to do a little fart and just move it.
With so many trucks churning up the road, the surface is disintegrating.
I find it hard to try and find a good part of the road to stay in.
To gain some visibility, the convoy's splitting apart.
I'd have to be 10 k's behind the lead.
Making communication difficult.
Since I'm so far back, I can't hear what they're saying. So I don't know what the road's doing. What have we got? A truck on the other side of the road. Oh, talk!
Bumper's lost his ears.
Yeah, Bumper here. I need a lot of communication for us boys back here because we can't see anything. Dog
And now he's driving blind.
I'm so particular on getting out here before it's dark. If you come out here at dark with this dust, you won't see anything.
Bumper at the back of the pack is getting the worst of the conditions.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to pull up. This dust is ridiculous. I'll get out and have a look and see what the go is. We're in the middle of nowhere now. That'd be 20 k's in front of us.
By the time the dust has settled,
it's fun and games, I can tell you.
The convoy is completely split up.
You on channel, Mickey Rosser?
With the sun setting fast, Bumper needs to make up ground.
The 10 k's to go, this sun's really starting to piss me off.
Luckily, firm ground is finally approaching.
Just hit asphalt right now.
The convoy is waiting for Bumper on the outskirts of Wanneroo. It's been a long, hard day.
Fair income.
And now they have to park 20 trucks in a tiny town with a population of 200 people.
I was thinking you might have to turn the boys around and come and just park anywhere where you can find a spot around town.
We can do that in a row, that'd be good, and we'll just unload first thing in the morning.
I'll come down here, Brendan, and leave my dog trailer down there, I think.
You can turn around, that'd be easy.
So we'll just go into town now and park across the road from the pub and that'll be it. I've had enough today.
To get to their parking spot, the convoy need to pull a tight U-turn. Not so easy for Roscoe's 36-metre double road train.
There goes the tyre. Brakes, everything. I'm stuck across the road. Can I get a handy, please?
He's busting an airline. The truck's brakes are locked on. Roscoe's blocking the entire road. He needs to replace the damaged cable. Release the brakes.
There, getting there.
And get his 20-ton truck moving again.
Turn it. Keep it going.
Sweet.
Job done. Fixed. Hopefully. Should be high enough now.
Yeah, that's good.
Now finally the day's over.
But tomorrow, there's still a huge job ahead. Unloading and distributing 710 bales of hay. Farmers from across the region have arrived, ready to load up the donated hay.
Yeah, it's a godsend. Yeah, it's marvellous.
No, the hay's definitely going to do wonders for it, for sure.
Mission accomplished.
It'll really help out. It's just really good as well to have support from far away.
20 truckloads of hay safely delivered. Almost. Bumpers back behind the wheel, making a 120-kilometre personal delivery to a farmer who doesn't have a big enough truck to pick up the hay.
It's easy for me to just leave it on and drop it out to him.
Probably ship it up about here somewhere.
We're very appreciative, Brendan, and yourself.
That's no worries.
Welcome back anytime.
In a forgotten corner of Australia, Bumper and his mates have brought hay and hope by the truckload.
At the moment, I'll keep going as long as the hay's there. And there's still a lot more to be done.